injured here for every 3. Graesark Undercity, blue team. It's Floid, as a Hive Tyrant, very durable commander, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed on powerful offense, disruption and support. Begins in melee combat with a basic synapse. Alongside Lupus is a Warp Spider Exarch, teleporting commander that fights range combat, great for capping and harassing with some powerful control abilities. And rounding off the team here for the blues, it's the Swift Apothecary, support commander that fights in melee combat by default, begins with a targeted heal and a passive health regeneration aura. Red team looking very chaotic. We have Bad Gringo, also known as zeetorq, rocking a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive commander, also manipulation and control abilities, begins in melee combat and has some powerful offense too. This is the Thousand Suns elite scheme. Alongside, Uncle Love's Boogeyman is a Plague Champion. Starts off range combat with his damage over time bolter, can get melee weapons, some decent utility and support, can build turrets and repair, but is very slow. Alpha Legion elite scheme here, shooting up that Warp Spider Exarch. And rounding us off, BestN00b is a Chaos Lord, durable and destructive commander, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed on powerful offense and disruption, fights mainly in melee combat. World Eaters elite scheme. Lupus went down, should get revived pretty easily though. Here comes the Apothecary to do just that. He won't level him immediately. I think they nerfed that again in 2.7.1. You now get less XP for reviving allied heroes. Floid pushing all the way through. He's got triple Hormagaunts up and a Termagant Brew. Now the Sorcerer can do some very nasty things against that with his Dark Flames and his Doom Bolts and his Icon of Tzeentch. We'll see how that pans out. Getting close enough to the base turrets even. Now the mid players usually... Whoa, lots of dead stuff over there. Banshees, I think, took on... They must have took on both the Heretics and lived. Nicely judged by Lupus. As I was saying, the mid players usually gravitate towards the bottom of the map in the southwest there, making it a 2v2 fight over the natural VPs down there. But we have seen them gravitate towards the northeast and a 2v2 fight over the contested too. And go either way pretty much. Lupus, you would think, would have the advantage there, being able to go either way a lot quicker with Eldar compared to the very slow and pondering Plague Champion. Red team under the cosh early on, pushed all the way back to their base. Hive Tyrant's barely been touched here too. Here come double Heretics. Tier 1 melee squads can be very threatening to early level 1 heroes, even that Hive Tyrant. He does get out of there though. Double Dire Avengers with a pew pew against the Heretics, now backing away, dodging the Doom Bolts. But one of them got taken out there. Pretty long range on that thing. Rangers on the way here for Lupus. They did get a change in 2.7.1. I believe their Pathfinder gear now gives them a damage buff to their sniper rifle. A pretty telling one. I believe it does 75 damage once you get the Pathfinder gear, which is exactly as much health as default Heretics have without the Aspiring Champion. So I assume they get one-shotted now. Heretics are now more expensive with a slight damage buff. I think they're still 75 each. I guess if I had the power of maths, I could work it out. But I don't. 75 times 8, is that 600 maybe? Who knows? Raptors on the field for Uncle Love's Boogeyman. These guys can jump and suppress stuff and smack them with their swords, or chainsaws I should say. Here's a Sorcerer with a nice special on those Hormagaunts. This Hormagaunts in trouble now, needs to run away. There we go. Banshee's going to slice him down. Yes they do. Looks like he has this Sword of Flame there. Can set his allies on fire, which protects them and makes them burn other things. Very, very messy engagements early on here. A lot of fun. Northeast VP is uncapped thus far. We have some grenade launch Heretics for Uncle and some melee Heretics with Aspiring Champion. These guys jumping in now. Found some Termagants, found a Warp Spider, and found some Hormagaunts. That could be dicey. These guys do have their Adrenal Glands, which now I think they cost more in 2.7.1. It's 75.15. I believe it was 50.15 to get those things up. Hive Tyrant's doing really well so far early on. Look at him, he's almost level 2. Surely he's going to get his improved synapse with triple Hormagaunts and then get a tier 2 Warrior Brood, maybe drop it in and get Adrenal Glands up. He's getting Adrenal Glands all around for his tier 1 Hormagaunts here, and Toxin Sacks too. What do we have with all the Heretics? These guys have Aspiring Champion. These guys have Aspiring Champion. Double Aspiring Champion for zeetorq to try and fight off those horde of Hormagaunts. Needs to be careful about rending talons hitting the field. I believe they got a slight nerf at some point, maybe not in 271, to the cost of it or the damage of it or something. Combi Flamer up for the Chaos Lord, runs away. Assault Marine squad for Swift in the field. Lots of pressure here still from the blue team. Red team can't seem to stabilize here at the top. Hive Tyrant leveling up just by looking at things funny. Hormagaunts getting a decap there. Termagants behind heavy cover, able to hold things up, and now they need to back away, and they do. Is Lupus here to support? He is. Rangers doing their thing. They do have their Pathfinder gear. It does not mention the damage buff here. Oh, increases the damage of the long rifle by 25%. There we go. Went from 50 to 75, I believe, with the upgrade. Although that wouldn't make sense. That would be by 50%, not by 25%. Banshee's barely getting away. 2 hit points. Are you serious? They are. They get the hell out of there. Now these heretics in trouble. These guys have an aspiring champion too. Doesn't want to lose them. Not sure what this plague champion's up to. I thought maybe he was trying to get close for a Breath of Nurgle, but he doesn't have that upgrade. CSM forcing melee combat on the Rangers. Can they get a model? So yeah, there we go. It's always very satisfying to get a model off a squad that costs power to reinforce. Tier 2 all around for the Chaos team. Floid also going tier 2. Endless Swarm these days doesn't give you more extra models. It increases your health, I believe. So we'll see if we see that come out in tier 2. Chaos Lord in amongst it. Some heretics being a little bit sloppy, not moving away from those ASM. Doom Blast going off. And heretics have to run away. Can they get away? That's the aspiring champion. Assault Marine's jumping after him. And they do get him with a sync kill. Stabbed in the sternum with a chainsword. That'll kill ya. That'll kill ya. These guys with Eternal War, yep. Chaos Lord is getting whittled down here. Apothecary heals himself. Yes, he does. He's also got the Sanguine Chainsword, which heals him on hit. Even Bolt Pistol hits, as you can see, although it's not a big heal. And Purification Rites too. So good engagement there by Swift. BestN00b gets a Blood Crusher up in tier 2. Swift can respond with Missile Launcher and Melter Bomb. Well, that's a relatively expensive way to respond. We'll see. Some infiltrated Tyranids here, thanks to the Pathfinder gear of the Rangers, the Hollow Field. That's a nasty surprise for you. Warrior Brood dropped in by Floid. Here we are. Most likely they're going to get their adrenal glands up to give all of those Hormagaunts melee synapse. Here we see it. And Zeetorq coming up too. There's the Chains of Torment all kicking off over here. Triple cap now for the blue team. Warrior Brood getting stuck in the back lines, but the Hive Tyrant goes down. Just overextended him there. Oh, Plague Champion has got his sword up. He knows how to use it. Level 3. Done well. Awesome sword. Power melee, ignores melee resistance, and creates zombies on kill. Can do some cool stuff with that, especially if you get like zombie assault marines and stuff and you can jump them around for a little while. Here's the Blood Crusher. Bloodletter riding a Juggernaut. It's got vehicle armor, relatively quick, decent single target DPS, but it's only got 600 hit points against dedicated anti-vehicle. Can go down rather quick. Need that worship support. zeetorq with a Dreadnought on the way of the chaotic variety. Here's a Zeetorq from Floid. Artillery piece, doesn't need a setup, can't do friendly fire, and gives you some nice synapse, some health regen synapse. It's also unique. I think it's the only, oh maybe the Neurothrope as well, I think it's the only infantry model that doesn't have a melee attack, so you can't tie it up. Even if you're smacking it in the eyes with a chainsword, it will still shoot its ranged attack. That is a blob cap right there. Banshee's moving off. Have their Exarch, have Aspect of Strength. Have Tyrant's back to his feet. There's no war gear. There's a nice capillary tower. There's a brood nest again set up in the northeast. BestN00b's doing well. He's recovered from those tier 1 losses right at the end of tier 1 there. Here comes a Dreadnought though from Swift. That will easily tangle with the Blood Crusher and come out on top. Bloodletters on the field though for BestN00b. Can get in, tie up those tactical marines at least, and do lots of nasty things to the assault squad. Havoc's here for Uncle in their default heavy bolter state. Falcon on the field will allow those Tyranids to reinforce in the field, even if they're not close to their brood nest. There's touch of Nurgle here. Global ability of the Plague Champion. Wow, they got owned by grenades though. But down goes the Falcon. Dreadnought doing its job. Not sure what this is. Warp Spider teleported in back lines for some reason. Goes down, not sure what it was up to. Whoa, camera freaking out there. 444 to 246 on the VPs. Floyd backed off, I think, when he saw it going south. Lupus only has 3 units now. Floyd still looking pretty strong though. Here's the Warrior Brood with that Adrenal Gland upgrade, giving melee synapse to all of those Hormagaunts. And I assume they have Ender Swarm, I can't tell. I'm not sure how much health they should have and all that kind of thing with all the various synapses. But the Hive Tyrant now has improved synapse. 444 226. Nice frenzied barrage setting up this attack. Raptors getting stuck in. Chains of Torment doing its thing. It's going to be tough for Floyd to fight that because he doesn't have a lot of stuff that can shoot it down. Here's the Venom Cannon, which is now not nearly as effective at fighting infantry, although it costs less resources now, I believe. Backing away. Needs to try and target the Chaos Dreadnought, but he doesn't have a lot of backup here. Banshee's off the field. Zoanthrope still in play, but needs to be careful of the Raptor jump. These guys can now jump for 60 energy rather than 65 in 271, which is a big help to those guys. Dropping a model there just as I say that. Plague Champion fearlessly running into a bunch of Tyranids. There's a Noxious Cloud. Oh, but he gets knocked over. And he's going to get eaten, I think, or at least chewed on a bit. There's that Noxious Cloud. Global ability of the Plague Champion there. Tier 3 for Lupus. Could get some Fire Prisms up and do pretty well on this map, I think. Got some Eternal War CSM with the Sparring Champion. And some more can use their Slaughter. Nurgle Shrine, which is not behind the shot blocker, but in a decent position otherwise. Frenzied Barrage again, good usage of it. Might get those double Dire Avengers off the field, at least one of them. Here comes the Cavalry though, the giant bug cavalry. He is bunched up a lot, but it's so hard not to do that in a 3v3 as Tyranids. Because you have these big army versus army fights. It's so hard not to just blob up. Termagant's going for the decap, that's very brave. You'd think the Hive Tyrant would do so with his warp field up. Termagants are getting absolutely destroyed. And they survive somehow. You do have a brood nest up. Does get decap. CSM going for a power cap. Oh, it's not a Nurgle Shrine, it's a Zinc Shrine. There we go. I stand corrected. Robes of Torment again. Floyd doing the right thing and targeting the hub. And we're going to see it kick off. Yes, we are. Here comes Lupus. And here comes some Alpha Legion. There's a Slaughter up. Getting flanked here, Lupus. Raptors jumping in and tying him up. Losses all around. Oh, there's a Chaos Lord. What's he doing up here? Got his Mantle of Hate. Going to try and use it on the Zoanthrope, I think. There we go. Drain life. And now he's probably going to die because everything surrounded him. Zoanthrope gets away. Chaos Lord is going to go down, I think. Another very fun and messy engagement. There's a Capillary Tower hiding behind the shot blocker. Very sneaky. Looks like the blue team have the upper hand here. VP is still red. Oh wow, nice special from that Chaos Dreadnought there. They do have heavy melee, the Warrior Brood. They wouldn't be going up against this Dreadnought if it was a Mark of Khorne Dreadnought, that's for sure. Hive Tyrant's going to shoot down the Shrine. I don't think these guys are going to deal with this Dreadnought. Oh, look at these Hormagaunts getting too close to base. Floyd has forgotten about him, I think. He's going to lose one. No, one brood they both get away. All three Hormigaunt broods still around. Lupus with a D-cannon up, taking it top. Tier 3 all round for the Chaos guys. Tier 3 for Floid. What is going on at the bottom though? Swift has pushed through with a Dreadnought, with Plasma Gun, Tactical Marines with Sergeant. Upgraded Assault Squad. Shotgun Scouts. What about this Apothecary? Look at him sprinting around with his armored Apothecarian. Oh, he's got to fight a tank now though. The Blood Crusher's still around. Angels of Death. Bloodletters might have bitten off more than they can chew here. Angels of Death really allowing him to tank these Tactical Marines. There's another Chaos Predator though, this from Uncle. Both in their default state. Oh, but he stayed in too long. Swift loses his Tactical Marines there, and those guys were fully upgraded. He's gonna drop his Dreadnought as well, I think. Yes, stayed in that fight way too long. I thought he was going to use the Angels of Death to escape, but he got dug in. Was doing well for a few seconds there, but couldn't tank those Bloodletters forever. Did the Bloodletters survive? They did. Don't want to lose your Apothecary too, surely. Trying to kill these Bloodletters. Oh, he's trying to kill the CSM. Gets one model, but doesn't survive. Heavy losses for Swift, who goes tier 3. Floyd just dropped his Zone Throat there. Triple cap though for blue team. But was that the engagement that changes the whole fight? Swift losing a lot. Lupus down to just 2 units. Floyd dropping his Zone Throat. And no, I think just his Zone Throat. There's a Carnifex on the way. Seer Council now on the way. And zeetorq is floating a lot of resources. Might be saving up for the Great Unclean, which would be a hell of a lot of fun at the top of the map here. Would do a lot of work, I think. The Chaos Predators. This one's getting the Mark of Zinch for a nice twin-linked las cannon. It's like an extra big las cannon that goes on a tank. Does it have a special name? I mean, look at the size of them. Heretics level 2. Well, let's look at these heroes. Level 4 Hive Tyrant is down. Level 4 Warp Spider with phase armor. You can see some nasty things there. It's got enough red for a nuke too. Apothecary is almost level 5. Level 5 Sorcerer. Rose of Torment doing a huge amount of work at the top there, the big blobs. Plague Champion, Armor of Pestilence, Mucus Discharge, Plague Sword level 5, and a level 3 Chaos Lord right now. As it kicks off at the top again, another shrine going up. This is going to be a Nurgle Shrine. There is an Eldritch. Just as I talked about, a nuke didn't really do a lot to set it up though, did he? And in accordance, it didn't really do a whole lot. I mean, he hit both of the vehicles, but there was nothing around to follow it up. There's a Mark of Khorne Chaos Predator now. They can repair the Dreadnought. Tyranids coming in and they eat a Robes of Torment for their trouble. We have a Venom Cannon Carnifex, which got some buffs, I think. I think it's slightly cheaper to build. And I think it can chase slightly better. It's less likely to kind of stutter around while it's trying to chase things. Brood Nest goes up. Trying to cap the VP. Have Tyrant forced to retreat. Termagant's very bravely trying to do so now. Nurgle Shrine being worshipped. Dreadnought is being repaired in a shooting fight with the Carnifex here. Raptors jumping in, which facilitates the cap and makes the blue team drop back here. What is this? Bloodletters are capping duty. Swift. Oh, he has some Terminators up. Here we go. With Storm Bolters and Power Fists. Well, BestN00b leveraging that successful engagement at the start of tier 3 and pushing through for the cap. Well, here are some sneaky scouts here without their capes on. Doesn't have that rank unlock, I guess. Heretics disrupt them, but doesn't knock them off the cap. Here's the Great Unclean One from zeetorq. Seer Council hitting the field also for Lupus. Didn't he already try that? I think he cancelled them for the D cannon. Avatar of Cain. Things about to get pretty interesting at the top. So much dead stuff. Look at this. Tyranids everywhere. Brood Nest is still around. Those guys can't see it or they would be taking it down right now, which is a mistake. When you're against an enemy that can put up those defensive structures whenever you force them off, you want to have a little peek to see if there's any around. Didn't do so in this instance. Hormagaunts. Wow, they got the cap. Well done. That was a Nurgle Vomit. Kind of wasted on a single unit there. Lupus might be waiting for the Seer Council before he engages. Where's that D cannon? What is it facing that way for? Maybe something was attacking those generators at some point. I have Tyrant going for the decap with no real support here. 136 to 40 on the VP's double cap for red team. Another D cannon for Lupus. I feel like a Fire Prism might have been a better choice. I mean, with the tank around and the Marco Zinch Dreadnought, it's certainly going to be under threat, but I think he has enough stuff to hide it behind. Well, here's the second D cannon on the way. The first D cannon's forced off. Carnifex getting involved. All kicking off up here. Warrior Brood are forced to retreat. My dropper model as they do so. No, they're alright. Brood Nest goes down. A red team holding firm. Seer Council hitting the field a little bit too late for this fight. But they're engaging the Great Unclean One, which has soaked up tons and tons of damage. Has over 6,000 hit points. Continues to do so. Carnifex is getting big shots on. Look at that. Getting rid of that health pretty sharpish. Meanwhile, bottom, both players have their natural victory points, which I think suits Swift better than BestN00b. Space Marines can defend better than Chaos. Chaos all about that front-loaded brutal assaults. And they might need one here to get Swift off the field. Plasma Cannon setting up. We have a Cyclone Missile Launcher mounted on that Terminator squad. What's this? Carnifex gets away, as does the Hive Tyrant. But red team looking pretty solid and pretty stable up here. It might be time for Lupus to go bottom and try and get both of those natural VPs, and Floid can just kind of defend this power. It looks like, oh, maybe Floyd's going bottom. Carnifex marching down there. Great Unclean One hitting the field now for BestN00b. And Uncle goes for a Chaos Dreadnought. Apothecary heals himself. That was a big heal. That was his level 5 heal there. Oh, Plasma Cannon with a nice shot. Looked like that should have been a rear armor hit there. Terminator's getting tied up. But Power Fists are pretty painful, I hear. Chaos Lord does go down. A little bit sloppy there from BestN00b. Can these guys teleport away? There we go. Not sure what this Chaos Predator is doing. Where are you going, mate? You go down. Big mistake from BestN00b. Oh, because these guys are trying to flank. They're nowhere good to go. Should have driven down here, up this ramp, and tried to get away that way, but much easier said than done. 24 to 40 VPs all of a sudden. Very, very low. Melter Bomb on the Great Unclean One. Kind of throwing away this big guy here. zeetorq might be able to save him with a warp, but he'd have to be paying attention down here. Blue team now have both the naturals, and that might be enough for this game. 24 to 32. Red team need to respond. And here is Uncle with a bunch of stuff bottom to respond. Great Unclean One is going to be taken down here. Down it goes. Now you need to get the hell away from it, because that guy will explode on death and do tons of damage. Also heal allies, but there's nothing around to be healed. There we go. Everything backs away. And now they assault this VP again. Tier 3 Lictor goes down. BestN00b has basically nothing. Just 2 units on the field. A tank on the way to the front of formation. Uses it to... Oh, doesn't stop the cap. Does not stop the cap there. VP's so close and so low. Markov Khorne Dreadnought getting confused with Blood Rage on. Avatar would have to soak up a lot. Can they get anything over there to cap though? What's this? Oh, Shimmer Orb. Whoop, Spider might get a decap at least. 24 to 18. All this stuff is chained up. And look at that hidden little mass there. Very hard to target that. There's the 2-to-1 for red. They have their natural. And there's the 1-to-1 now. Angels of Death. Assault Squad going for the cap, I think, alongside the Hive Tyrant. There it is. Can they use the Merciless to knock those Raptors away? They don't need to. Raptors getting out there. There's the Merciless, though. He knows that the Hive Tyrant's capping, so he can use his assault squad in combat now. Where is the heal? I guess he's saving the heal for a capping unit. Assault squad getting shot to pieces. There's a single cap for blue team. Well done, Warp Spider. Looks like a nuke went off to stop some Tyranids over there. Single cap for blue is going to be a double. It's going to be enough, I think, to see them through the game here. Pulled it out. It looked very, very dicey for a while, but there it is. 22 VPs left. Very, very close game. And a very, very fun game too. Let's look at these heroes. Level 6 Hive Tyrant made his way all the way down here and got that cap. Level 5 Warp Spider used his Shimmer Orb to great effect at the end. Although they might have had it anyway. Depends how long they could have held this VP for, I guess. It was already being decapped there. Apothecary level 7. Had a tough end to tier 2, but came back strong with Terminators and a tank. zeetorq's level 6 Sorcerer was over here apparently. We had a level 6 play champion. Went to his fist late game to help those caps. And a level 3 Chaos Lord BestN00b having a rough old end of the game there. Losing a bunch of stuff and helping the push through from blue team maybe with the amount of stuff he lost. But there you have it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.